What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissists Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as Mental Healness across all social media platforms. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my lovely voice, I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and thrivers of said disorder, said types of people, said toxic traits. Today's episode, y'all, is going to be about why do narcissist parents enable them? Why do narcissist parents always seem to always have their back no matter what they do? Not all the time, but a lot of time, y'all. Some of y'all might have the scenario where the narcissist parents, narcissistic person's family or parents or whatever, help you. It's a rarity, but it does happen. I'm not saying it always happens, but it does happen. So before we hop into today's episode, y'all, check out joining the channel memberships. There's a vlog, there's priority responses to the comments. There's a lot of different things I offer. Check it out. Links in the description of every single video I do in podcasts as well. And the news coming up too. I'm also expanding the podcast to add. I'm gonna do one weekly interview with a different person every week. So just stay tuned. So why do narcissist parents enable them? So one of the things is going to sound false. I already know that. I'm preparing you for this right now. It's going to sound like it doesn't make sense, but sometimes the narcissist parents do not know that person is a terrible person. They don't know. And this is not, again, y'all, this is not me trying to make an excuse. Bear with me and let me break it down for you, okay? Calm down. I know you're mad as hell right now. I know you're mad at me. Just calm down. Listen to my voice. Let me talk to you. No, but seriously, sometimes they don't know, y'all. And it's going to sound bad, but that's the point. That's how people become narcissists. Neglect. They don't know. They're not really super involved in their child's lives. It's just kind of like, I go to work, the child goes to school, they do what they want to do, I do what I need to do. We come home at night, do homework, eat dinner, I go do my thing, they go do their thing. It's a lot of neglect. Yes, it doesn't sound like neglect because they're in the same household, but emotional neglect is a real thing, y'all. It's not always physical neglect. Emotional neglect happens as well. You can physically be present, but emotionally be absent. And that's neglect as well. That's neglect. So they don't actually know their children. They don't know them. And so if they don't know them as a child, they damn sure don't know them as a teenager. They damn sure don't know them as a young adult. So they damn sure don't know them as an adult. You see what I'm saying? They don't know who they are. So when you go to that parent, and ask that parent for help or to course correct their kid, they can't do it because they might not believe you. Like, no, my kid, I didn't raise them that way. Of course they didn't. They'll say, I didn't raise them that way. Of course they didn't. They didn't raise them anyway. They were just present in their life physically, but not emotionally. You see what I'm saying? Physically, but not emotionally. I'm writing this down, y'all. I'm gonna do a video about physical versus emotional neglect. I have to write that down. I'm gonna forget. But it does happen quite a bit, y'all. It's one of those things that it does happen. Seriously. But a lot of narcissistic people, toxic people, get into that mindset. Like their parents are going to defend them because they don't know who they are. They really don't know them as adults because they didn't know them as children. They didn't know them as teenagers. You see what I'm saying? They've been emotionally absent and sometimes physically absent in that child's life. Sometimes the physical neglect and the emotional neglect can both happen. The child ends up, the little narcissistic person ends up raising themselves and they become narcissists because they raise themselves. No emotional guidance, no nothing. So sometimes the parents enable their behavior because they don't know. They'll defend them because they don't know. They really don't know. They don't believe you. They don't know you either. So it's just like they don't know who to believe. So I'm going to pick the person I birthed and raised, air quotes, raised in air quotes. You know what I mean? So that's one reason right there. Another reason why narcissistic parents or family members or whatever, friends enable them is because they are just as bad as they are. A chip off the old block. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That type of sentiment right there. You see what I'm saying? A chip off the old block. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Blah, 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 boo, 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 bee, bee, bee. You know what I mean? But y'all see, you understand exactly what I'm saying. It's just like, this happens a lot, y'all. It's just one of those things that does happen quite a bit. Like the parent is just as bad or worse than a narcissist. Sometimes you meet the narcissistic person's parents, you be like, damn, you worse. I'd rather be around your son or your daughter or your child than be around you. Damn, like you can feel the emissions of the toxic radiation coming from their parent or their family members. Like, damn, this house is, I need a hazmat suit, a radiation suit to come into this damn house. Good God. You know what I mean? they're so toxic, and you see it too. Like, so when you call them or ask them for help or try to point out how toxic their behaviors are, they'll attack you because they're just as bad. You see, they're enabling them because they're a chip off the old block. They're just like me, so I'm going to enable them because they're just like me, and I don't think I'm a bad person, right? I think I'm a good person, so I'm going to enable them just as well, just as much. You know what I mean? That's the mindset right there, y'all. A lot of people do get kind of caught up in that mindset. It does happen quite a bit, y'all. And this again, this is not me trying to be manipulative. I'm just telling y'all, sometimes the narcissistic parents are worse than they are. You mean it just harder it is, emotional. And sometimes the narcissistic parent can have this weird emotionally incestuous relationship with their kids, where it's just like they play the role of mom and pseudo wife. You know what I mean? Play the role of dad and pseudo husband. It's just weird, y'all. It's just like typically happens with the mom and the son, but like it's just weird. It's a weird dynamic. They just like they're defending them like they're dating them or they're married to them. Like, damn, like you just as bad as they are. You know what I mean? You have these codependent. You have these parents. They have this weird codependency with their children. You know what I mean? So they're going to defend them to the ends of the earth, pretty much. And another reason, y'all, maybe another reason why they will enable their behaviors is because they're scared of the narcissistic person's reactions towards them. You know what I mean? They're scared of their reactions towards them. If I defend them, even though I know that they're wrong, if I defend you, then I'm going to get cut off. You see what I'm saying? I care about my relationship with my child or my family member more than I care about my relationship with you. So if I defend you against my own child, then I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get held responsible for this, and I'm just not. I don't want to get cut off of my kid for defending you. You know what I mean? You'll get to stay in their life, but they'll cut me off. They'll look at me as a betrayer, like I chose somebody else over them, and then I have to deal with that situation. I have to deal with that mindset right there. I have to deal with the fact that I got cut off. So the narcissistic parent is scared to get cut off. They're scared of the consequences of defending you, so they enable the child's behavior. What did you do? I didn't raise him like that. What you have some fault here too. Everybody made mistakes. You're not Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. You know what I mean? You're not perfect at all. So again, they are afraid of the narcissistic person's reaction, or of their toxic child's reaction. They're afraid of their narcissist holding them accountable if they try to hold the narcissist accountable. You see what I'm saying? It is a fear. Obviously, what Joe Rogan used to say, obviously, fear is a factor for you. Fear factor. You mean? And the last reason I'm going to cover y'all is why they enable their children and family members is because of shame. They're embarrassed. They are so ashamed of their child being a horrible person that they enable their behaviors even more. It's just like, and it's just going, they shame and denial. It's like, I'm so embarrassed and I'm so ashamed of my own child being, exhibiting these toxic behaviors that I'm just going to deny it and push it down and enable their behaviors, which leads to more embarrassment, which causes, guess what it causes, y'all? A shame spiral, like a little shame hurricane. It doesn't stop. The shame continues on and on and on. It just grows and it just morphs into this big, huge thing. And that's why I tell people, like, sometimes the narcissist parents are ashamed of their children, but they'll never let you know. You probably won't ever know that they are ashamed of them because of that right there. You know what I mean? They won't say it to you, but they'll talk amongst themselves. They'll talk amongst the family members of the little defensive group or whatnot, y'all. So anyways, I'm gonna keep this thing short and sweet to the point today, y'all. The self-love journal is available on Amazon. Check it out on Amazon. I have a 30 days of self-love course coming out here pretty soon based on the journal. It's going to be, I'm working on it right now. Just stay tuned for that. The 30 days of self-love course is coming up to go with the 30 days of self-love journal. So anyways, y'all, like and subscribe for more. And as I said, to join my newsletter, if you want to get early access to that, I'm just sending out things in the newsletter. Links in the description of every video and podcast I do. Like and subscribe for more. Mental Illness is out. Peace.